Hey everybody, Seven here, and I'm here with another new game. This one's the Planet Crafter, and some of you who have played Medieval Dynasty might have seen this one on a joint sale. It's billed as a very chill, relaxed, easygoing game. There are no monsters, there's no alien versus predator, there's no army of zombies or anything like that. It's actually more of the epitome of man versus environment. And in it, what you do is you're banished to an inhospitable, completely deserted planet, and your task is to terraform it to be livable, breathable, and habitable for human life. Now, it's billed as a very chill and relaxed game. However, I've been playing this for quite a bit, so I'm going to be playing it on the most psychotic, over-the-top game mode that you can possibly play at. It makes all of your stats degrade unbelievably fast, and also comes with the caveat of when you die, your entire save file is deleted. So it takes it one step above permadeath, where it makes you delete your save anyway. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to turn this into a series. Hope you stick with me. So right off the bat, the first thing I always have to do is, because I play on a controller, one of the things that it kind of bugs up is it drops out my right stick, so I can't look around at all. So what I have to do is come in, get the mouse sensitivity going. I've already got all of the controls set to an okay thing. The controls are a little bit on the wonky side, but they don't seem to stay when you adjust them. So I've just sort of left them as the stock default, and then this is what I adjust so that I can get my right stick to look around again. Okay, now this is just going to be a mad dash for the very onset here. Right off the bat, you want to get as many resources as you possibly can. There are certain things that it has a bit of a low-key tutorial that you need to make, and then you'll be able to get yourself kind of started a little bit. Need more magnesium and silicon then. Eventually you'll be able to tell just visually what a lot of these things are just by looking at them. But in your early game, you'll be like, what the hell are all these different little chunks that are on the floor? Oh boy, we do not have magnesium anywhere out here. And when playing on this kind of a difficulty, you need to constantly be running back to your little bunker thing here, because your oxygen, it doesn't last for seconds out here. The other thing with this difficulty is if you're seeing the warning, it's pretty much already too late. Alright, we can breathe a little bit longer now. The backpack moving. I still need magnesium. Actually, we need a good chunk of magnesium because we're needing that headlight soon too. And again, the early onset with this level is just pure chaos run, because they start you off with a small amount of food in the form of rations inside the little chest that's in there, but until you can get your own food, that's all you have. And there's a little bit of lootable food that you can get, but it's not enough to sustain you, and you immediately need to scream up the tech tree to start making your own food immediately. That needs to be job number one. Now, all of the resources that are on the ground, they are a little bit of RNG-ish, but I swear, any game that has any kind of RNG in it, they know what you need. So, in the early game, I'm finding all this silicon around when I don't need it, and then later on, it's like, oh, I need this silicon, and I couldn't find any iron, and then now I'm getting bombed with iron. There's a constructor, flashlight. Okay, so we need 2 more iron and 2 titanium. How close are we to where I want to be? Fairly close, actually. So there's a hill up there, and that is the target. Low-key spoiler. You need to get out of the basin that you're in here. I am in the default starting location. So there's a couple of different starting locations that you may have seen as I was starting up the game. You can choose just the default location, or there's a few others that you can get into. Honestly, if you're a first-time player, you should definitely choose the default location anyway. But if you're doing an insane, hardcore challenge kind of a playthrough like this, I would definitely recommend going to the starting location as well. There's just a few items and areas that you're really going to want access to in order to make a challenge like this even survivable. Okay, well, the drop pod was a bit further than I thought it was. Even inside of what the base locations are... Oh crap, we're not going to make it to where I need to be. Oh shit, I'm not going to be able to jump... Okay. Holy crap. That was not good. Oh crap, I don't have the frickin' deconstructor yet. Damn it. Well, this is just going to sit there for a little bit. That's unfortunate. But yeah, what I was trying to say was, even inside the stock locations, there is a bit of a randomness inside of that. So this is the base starting location, inside this little basin that's here. But even in the basin, your drop pod can have a couple of different locations just throughout the basin that's down here. So I got one that it looked like I knew where I was, but it was just a little bit further than what I needed. And yeah, oxygen critical, get the jump. Gonna need that deconstructor pretty soon. Alright, so let's see if we can... Never go through your inventory while you're outside. Alright, so I need another titanium then. 3 iron, 2 titanium, 1 silicon. That's one that you're gonna want to just repeat to yourself over and over and over again, because that is a recipe that you can't afford to forget. 3 iron, 2 titanium, 1 silicon. So pretty much anywhere around here is primo real estate. Like this is... Oh, come on now. There you go. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's close enough. Okay, we're going to need a lot more boxes. We don't need any more silicon at this point, though. But we do need a whole ton of iron and titanium. Especially the iron. In fact, iron, while being one of the more garbage resources later on in the game, when you're at the early onset game, iron is absolutely critical. It is probably the single most important resource that exists. Let's get a couple more boxes going here. And if you see the little link icon, that means that you're going to be linked up to your pre-existing stuff. Alright, out of titanium. The biggest life taker in this, like I said, there's no zombies, no alien, no predator, no nothing like that. The biggest killer in this is your own greed and your own hubris. Because you'll be out there mining or digging or something like that. Oh, I just need a little bit more of this resource. I just need a little bit more of that. I just need... That's exactly what's going to kill you. Alright, now, the boxes themselves don't actually take any power. Just the various machines that you're going to construct, those are the things that are actually taking electricity. So, we got to get the electricity situation moving here. Now, I also only took 1 water bottle out of my storage down there. We're going to have to go back there and empty the place anyway. We're also going to want to get that chest that we saw on the way. Yeah, oxygen low. Alright, so let's get some wind turbines up. They're pretty garbage, but everybody's got to start somewhere. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. No stairs. Couple drills moving too. Just to get some kind of points going. Even though you can't see it, we'll have to build a couple of screens that we can monitor our progress with. And we'll be able to see how we're doing comparative. Alright, but we also don't have time to mess around. Oh crap, I didn't bring the water bottle? Well, that's a problem. We're going to have to go back to that place right the hell now. Oh wait, is there anything that I can make? No, because everything needs iron. Okay. Unfortunately, going to need this little way station here, because I simply don't have the oxygen necessary to make the full trip. Oh wow, yeah, that landed quite a bit further than I expected it to. Where the hell is it? Where the hell's my crash pod? Holy crap. Okay, yeah, that's clear on the other side of the valley. Man, visually, I thought I took a look at it and was like, oh, okay, I can see it, so I'm okay. But, no, I was definitely not okay on that. Shoot. I'm gonna need iron and I don't have any space. Okay. Give me 1 piece of iron on the way, please. Right, awesome. So while the game lists itself as a very chill, relaxing, you know, sit back and just sort of do your thing kind of a game, you can see that if you adjust the difficulty settings on this, it can be an incredible challenge simply to survive. I see a lot of comments like, "Oh, why doesn't this have monsters? Why doesn't this have, entities to fight and stuff like that?" The developers have said they expressly will not do that ever. Like, there will never be hostile enemies. There will never be, first-person shooter combat action. That's just simply not going to be in this game. I actually kind of applaud them for that. You know, the entire gaming industry is just rife with that. It seems like that's the only thing that exists anymore. Oh, we need that. We need that right this second. Shit, I can't make it. Okay, we need to get this going then. Iron and silicon? I don't think I have any iron. No, I do not. Oh, where's all the iron? Quick, quick, quick. You very quickly end up being on a short leash, because your resources, your oxygen, your food, your water, like these, when you're playing on normal, they'll limit your exploration time. But when you're playing on the harder level difficulties, it's like going into lava. Like, you basically can only survive a handful of seconds out there before you need to get yourself taken care of. I might have that. The titanium into magnesium. So let's go snag all that if we can. Magnesium is one of the easier ones to notice just because it's this weird little spiky shape. The titanium sticks out pretty good too, just because it's this like weird fuzzy looking rock. I know, we're gonna be fixing that hopefully. Okay. I know I'm not walking through like and being quite as descriptive as like a first time player on this one, but that is for good reason. This is a complete mad dash playthrough. So this is going to be a bit more for people who have been a little more familiar with the game. I will, however, try to explain things uh, a bit more as I go along, and once I get myself established in this position where I'm not freaking the hell out about dying. Because honestly, as far as my timetables go, I'm very far behind already. Now, with this increased oxygen tank, I think I should be able to run all the way out to the chest that's out here, and maybe get, I think there was, what, one last oxygen tank in it? Boy, I hope I snagged that. Oh, there's actually two chests out here. That could come in handy. Oh crap, you gotta make it. You gotta make it. Okay, you're gonna make it. Get one last oxygen bottle in here, and then we can... Oh shoot, we can't deconstruct because I didn't make the deconstructor yet. Let's see if I got enough materials around here to get that. There's just what, one silicon, one magnesium, I think? This is magnesium. That's just one of the problems is, yeah, there's resources everywhere, but you need to find the specific ones that you need for whatever project. And you'll oftentimes find that projects that you're working on, you'll be making multiple of them at once. Like, you won't just make one or two generators. You'll need to make 5 or 6 of them all at once. So you'll find that when you're touring your local little neighborhood, you've picked clean all of the stuff that you need, and then now you're like, oh, now what? Like, where do I go to find, after I've picked up all the iron or picked up all the silicon, where do I go to find more of it? Okay, I'm finding a great amount of iron here, but there we go. Damn, give me the damn silicon. Alright, so we make this deconstructor, and what that's going to do is, that's critically important to exploring some of the wrecks and stuff that are around you, and it also lets you tear down the chests like I just did there. I like to tear down the chests just so that I don't trick myself into believing that there's free loot out there. Just deleting the chest, like, it then gets it out of sight, out of mind, so to speak. And then I don't trick myself into this false sense of hope where, oh, a chest, there's gonna be stuff in there. Maybe there's gonna be, food seeds or something like that. Crap, there was a chest over here somewhere and I completely lost it. Alright, let me get this one that I know is on the way. Oh shit. It was over to my left. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it home. Yeah, see, the perspective is another thing that kind of shortchanges you a little bit. Because you don't really expect that, going over the hills and the valleys and stuff like that is going to affect your vision quite as much as it does. The perspective changes really do get disorienting. And it's part of the challenge and part of the fun, I think. Grab something to eat. This is the problem. So now we're down to 3. So the food becomes critical quickly. No, that one's the one I saw on the right. There was one that was closer to the left here. So let's see if we can snag that one. There you are. Oh, that's titanium. Where the hell is the chest? There it is. Oh crap, we just went through more than half. We just went through more than half. We gotta go all the way. I didn't realize that. It's actually closer to the escape pod than it was to our house. Sometimes absolute last second decisions like that have to happen when you're on this difficulty, and it's absolutely freaking berserk. Because if I just tried to turn around and go home at that stage, 100% would have died. Oh great, I can make a window. Can you eat a window? Is a window tasty? What's the caloric intake on a window? I know there's a couple of things that we need to do. There's 2 places I want to rob pretty quick and early. And that's because if you look up in the left there, you'll see craft heater tier 1. All of the heaters require a resource called iridium, and while that is late game, an incredibly easy find, it's really no sweat getting more and more iridium as you go on late game. In the early game, that's a pretty critical item, and you can't just find it anywhere. And the place that you would walk to mine the stuff, you can't walk that far yet. All right, now organization is not exactly a top priority for me right now, but I am trying to keep things at least sort of organized a little bit. All right, let's get that other chest. All right, a little bit of stuff here. And then I tear it down just so I don't get hopeful. That's the stuff. Okay, good. And see, that's one of the issues is all this ice around here means I can make water all day. I can make water whenever I want, and then I'll be fine on that. But I don't have food, and I don't have a replenishable supply of food. So on this level, you just need to constantly panic hunt all over the place just to get more food until you get to the TI stage of being able to make your own food. And that's what's giving me the unlocks. It's this TI stage that you're seeing. There's a TI, see how it's 319. That's dictated by the pressure you're generating from the drills, the heat that you're generating from heaters, and the oxygen that you're generating from various oxygen-producing machines. Need a water bottle if I'm going to go anywhere. I need that backpack first, though. Iron, silicon, titanium. One of the things is you do have to, as you're climbing the tech tree, it oftentimes requires the previous item, so you'll have to take off the previous item in order to get the next higher one. What goes into the veg tube? Iron, ice, magnesium. I might have that, actually. And I do have a seed. Now, I know that you're not going to know this just by not looking at it unless you've been kind of a veteran player of the game, but the oxygen level, that is the tier that is going to unlock the food grower. See, you see all these machines, and as I'm progressing through the stages, these are going up and unlocking new things like the bed I didn't have before. So now I've got the bed unlocked, and the window I can now craft. But we're gonna need a number of other items in order to get forward on this. All right, so 3 iron, 2 titanium, 1 silicon. Let's go get that, and then we'll go on a little bit of an adventure. All right, so we're gonna drink one right now. Yeah, I know, hydration level low. And we've got a 3 iron, 2 titanium, 1 silicon, and we've got a spare water bottle. Let's get out there. Now, I had a sinking suspicion that the game wanted you to go with the one that was across the way in the valley and try to rob that one first. But just because of where the location of you know, the base that I need to have is up on this ledge. And you're not really going to see exactly why unless I survive for an extended period of time, which might not happen. We'll see. I'm going to do my best. But getting survival needs to happen up on a ledge. And of course, a lot of the veteran players are probably laughing at me right now, thinking, "Yep, you really need to get elevated." So we've got the deconstructor, we've got our flashlight, and we're going to get in here, assuming I don't trip over objects here. All right, now all the raid things, that was a good find because now I can get oxygenators going like crazy. Assuming I have the power for it. Never ever chance it when you're in here. If you think you don't have enough oxygen, then you don't. If you're even thinking the word oxygen, run away. There's where the deconstructor comes in handy because you have to have that in order to explore any of these places. Now, we're not quite full, so we're going to get one last item out of here, and then we'll be back for the rest. Now, I was talking about in both Medieval Dynasty and in Star Sand, how there's certain just survival game tropes. You know, oh, the carry weight, the food, the water, the heat, the this or that. You will never get too hot or too cold in this game, even though it is... once you have a screen up, the temperature is lifted in Kelvin. So the negative Kelvin that we're at right now is like below absolute zero. It's not supposed to be taken completely seriously. It's to have, you know, the scientific names. It's got Kelvin, it's got Pascal, it's got parts per million for the oxygen that you're going to be generating. You know, it's not supposed to be taken dead on scientific, because if you actually, once you start getting into later game stages, calculate what the parts per million that you're generating for your oxygen are, you'll end up realizing, oh wait, I just made the atmosphere flammable. Now, yeah, I mean, organization is the last of my concerns right now, but I do want to try to set myself up for some kind of success later on. I have ice and seeds and oxygen in here, I guess. Grab a little bit to eat. Do I have the stuff? Yeah, iron, magnesium, okay. And ice. Ooh, we only got the one ice. Alright, now pay attention to your seed things, because you're going to want to maximize your oxygen production as best as you possibly can. Please don't lose power. Okay. There is eventually a screen that you can get that will show you what your electricity consumption and generation are, but I don't have that just yet because, again, panicking. I'm just going to go berserk on the wind turbines just because I want to get these veg tubes moving. Because, like I said, the oxygen production is what's linked to the food grower. So you'll see that there's a screen, and there's a screen that says unlocks at X amount of pressure, unlocks at X amount of heat, unlocks at X amount of oxygen. You know, so there are standard issue unlocks and a... Oh, my water. I heard the chirp and I didn't know what the hell it was. Oh shit, we need ice. We need ice and we need magnesium, right? Yeah, we need ice and magnesium. Let's go get ice and magnesium then. I'm also probably talking a lot quicker than I normally would. You know, when I'm playing Medieval Dynasty, I'm pretty chilled out. You know, I'm just running through, oh yeah, I want to build this, I want to build that. Want to recruit some of these types of workers, want to go get the... hang out with Alwyn. Yeah, here... Well, here I'm also normally chilled out, but here I'm also normally not playing like this. Because while it's an absolute blast, it's exhilarating and it's very, very fun, would totally recommend this play mode and this style to everyone. It really is an absolute adrenaline rush, which for... You know, people kept complaining about, oh, well, there's no combat, there's no fights, there's no antagonist. The antagonist is the planet, you know? I mean, there's, you know, great novels like Call of the Wild or My Side of the Mountain or something like that where, you know, that's simply what the premise is. It's human versus environment, human versus wild. And that's what you're doing here. This is you surviving. Slap down a couple more of those. You don't need to worry about having the seeds in them to check to see if the power is going to run out. They won't work without seeds in them, but the second you slap it down, it's already using power. So if you were going to lose power, you would have lost it the second you put it down. See if I can get some more then. Okay. Get one more. Okay. Now we'll snag another bottle of water, and we'll get out and we'll try to finish that crashed ship that's over there. Okay, everything's put away. Only one bottle of water on me. Let's go. Okay, before I leave, one other thing. The time doesn't stop unless you're in the pause menu. So I know a lot of other games, like Medieval Dynasty, if you're in one of the menus, or if you're in the storage, or if you're, reassigning workers or something like that, your time stops. So nothing is being produced, nothing is being done or anything. You're not using food and water or anything like that. But in this game, time doesn't stop if you're in one of the menus. So if you're crafting or building or anything like that, or thinking about the materials that you need, your time is still moving unless you're on this pause screen. All right, we got stuff that we need. Finish up this chest. Nice, get 2 more of those going. Tear that down, then we run away. See, never be afraid to run away because you can get stuck on things very easily. And a tipped over table or, a flipped chair or something like that can absolutely kill you. And what you saw in the back of the place, that's our main target. I mean, the oxygen seeds and the oxygen seeds, like you grow oxygen. Well, you know what? Actually, in this game you do. You actually do grow oxygen, but that was the target right there with the iridium. Whoops, it's got stuff in it. Okay. Run home, try to get a heater or 2 built up, and see if maybe we can... Yeah, hydration low, I know. Well, it just means we can snag a silicon or something on the way. Oh, nice, we got access to solar. Great. Getting access to solar is absolutely outstanding because, like I said, those windmills, they're garbage. They get you through literally day 1, but they don't cut any kind of mustard for later on. Slap those down. Need 1 more cobalt. Nope, son of a bitch. There. Can we get... Yeah, you know what, we can. Let's just go for it. You don't have to worry about the orientation of them. I know in real life you want to put them on like the north side of the south side of your house if you live in the northern hemisphere, so you get more sun. That doesn't apply here. In fact, who's to say what side of the planet the sun even rises on here? Oh, what are we looking at here? Oh, we got the stuff already. So I'm going to try to get 3 of these just because I have 3 iridium. And like I said, the mining location for these isn't very far. In fact, if I had a window, I could see it from here. But walking there, like survivable walking over there and having enough time to actually get anything out of it, that's just not in the cards right now. We got 3 of those going. That's all the iridium we had. And then we'll throw this titanium away and we'll go back to hopefully clearing out the last of that place. Nice. water bottle. Just trying to snag up a little bit of ice on the way because I am slightly less panicked about my oxygen situation, and we're gonna need a lot more ice, a lot of ice and a lot of water for some upcoming machines. I'm also really glad to get any kind of heat moving because, like I said, there's certain machines that unlock from pressure, certain ones that unlock from heat, and certain ones that unlock from oxygen. There's later, more advanced level machines that unlock with some other stats that we don't have access to yet, but we'll get to those, assuming I survive long enough to get to those. Well, shoot, we might have a quick run. Oh, no, we're gonna have everything. Cool. Alright, this place is robbed. Nice. Let's get out of here. Oh. Dude, that's kind of a weird little hiccup that happens. Every once in a while, the chests that you'll destroy, they don't stay destroyed for some reason. So I'm not 100% clear on why that is or what causes that. It is a little bit of a strange hiccup that happens. I gotta say, they did an absolutely incredible job with the music. The atmospheric, it doesn't have theme music, it almost has just sound. And it's very unsettling. I'm not sure, but I think that the sound, the ambient music and background noise, I think it is actually tied to your terraformation index. So I think it changes as you get better, essentially, and as you progress. All right, so we don't want that just yet. We need at least another, probably 2 more. All right, so let's get 2 iron and 4. Oop, we don't have 4 cobalt. That's fine. We can get it. Okay, more veg tube. Iron, ice, magnesium. Oh, yeah, you can label your chests. If you go to where the little ... thing is, you'll be able to change how it reads. Oh, shoot, I have 4. Okay, that's fine. Oh, out of magnesium. Now, the resources around you will respawn slowly. They kind of respawn on their own, like the base resources, the iron, magnesium, titanium, that kind of stuff. The fancier ones, they won't. But there are some meteors that will occasionally fall, and they'll drop good stuff. Oftentimes, they'll drop some stuff that you can't find on the ready. Yeah, great, a ladder. Thanks for the ladder. More magnesium here. Don't get greedy, don't get greedy. You're already too far. Yeah, and that's the thing. The warning between being low and being critical, those happen just bang bang. Like there is just no intermediate between any of that. So if you're seeing the oxygen low indicator, it's probably already too late. Unless you're already on your way home. Alright, so I know I can't see it just yet, but the oxygen's moving pretty well. Let's get 2 more of these guys, even though I'm probably one second away from getting the higher level of the heater, which is unfortunately going to require aluminum. And later on, aluminum is no thing, but that's always the thing. Like the game puts you at a tier stage where it really forces you to go out and explore when you're not really comfortable exploring just yet. Alright, maybe I can get some of these screens moving here so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing and what I'm not accomplishing. Right, so iron, cobalt, silicon. And we're out of cobalt again. And we're pretty low on magnesium as well. And silicon. We're low on pretty much everything except iron. Damn, I'm out here getting stuff, but I'm not getting the stuff that I need. Seems to be the story of my life here. Yep, critical. I know. Alright, now just unlock the veg tube 2, which obviously is going to require more power than the ones. It also requires more ice. There we go. I'm going to need a lot more of the silicon now, because a lot of the higher end generators, they require a pretty good chunk of silicon, at least one each. Every screen that it wants me to make over there, you know, the terraformation, the blueprints, and the progress, all that requires at least one silicon, usually a couple. I'm going to try to empty out as best I can here. Might need another chest. Listen, the place is going to look like garbage for a sec, okay? It's just going to look bad. Be glad I'm even, you know, organizing anything right now. We're going to get to the veg tube tier 2 in a second, but right now I'm worried about power, and I'm worried about... Oh, geez, look at all this nice silicon. Yeah, so for me, it's a funny thing, because for being, you know, the chill out, relax game, it really is absolute non-stop action until you reach like a certain level or a certain plateau where you can relax. Try to get some of these screens moving then. Cobalt silicon. And it doesn't really do a good job of showing you which is which, but some of them are really large, like wall hangs, and some of them are like meant for a desk. Yeah, like these little ones. You're meant to build a desk for that. In fact, there are, yeah, there's desktops and there's tables and stuff. Listen, I'm not in a position to be, you know, concerned about how aesthetic my place is coming along, you know? We can worry about aesthetics once I can feed myself. Alright, now here is where we use the blueprints. So this shows you what the terraformation index is. This is the general terraformation index. So the upper right hand corner, that's just a conglomeration of the oxygen, heat, and pressure, and a few others that we haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, I know, hydration level low. We'll get on that. But there's other unlocks that happen at specific intervals of just oxygen, just heat, etc. And what we're looking at here is food grower, which needs the oxygen to get moving. And the oxygen tank level 3, which is also critically important. Both of these are just... Once you can get these two, you can, well, literally breathe for a second. But, do I have any more? No, I do not. We've got every oxygen producing item that we possibly can. However, we can get the level 2s going. So what we're probably going to want to do is dig into our food and decode these microchips. Mining speed tier 1. All that does is it makes your little mining laser go a little faster. The boots are really important though. So actually, let's try to get those moved if we can. Yikes. Alright, you know what? It's worth a sacrifice. Because the faster you move, the less oxygen you're going to be ended up using. Yikes. Do I have 2 of them? Oh, wow. Okay. And what else? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's fine. Fabric, while being not very easily made in the early game, in fact, you can't make it until you're pretty extensively into the game. Oops, that's not at all what I wanted. You can't make it until pretty late game. It, oddly enough, drops pretty easily, so you start finding it early on. we're going to want at least one more. Actually, hang on, what's our power looking like? So that's why these screens are so great. It has a weird interface thing where like the last thing you moused over will superimpose itself on the next screen. Alright, so got 22. These guys are using 1.2? Oh, we can make those all day. Alright, so let's open up all these, rip them all down. That's another thing you're going to get used to is ripping down your previous tier items because they're just no longer good enough. Yeah, we need more silicon. We might be running low on that. But the other thing is by tearing down your previous level items, you will save yourself a little bit of power. So that inferior item that's not drilling as well as it should be, or heating as well as it should be, you're going to save yourself a little bit of power and net yourself much better results and better resources. Like I said, right now, oxygen is critical. And we can't breathe any of it because, we're already inside anyway. So, once you're inside one of your establishments, it doesn't matter if your power runs out or not. You're fine to be able to breathe in here. But the oxygen generation for the planet is incredibly important because of the unlocks that we need, and we need them yesterday. All right, go hunt down as much silicon as I can track. Now the funny thing is I'm probably going to have these slapped down for just a hot minute because by the time I get all of these built up, it's going to be time for the next tier anyway. All right, we need more ice, and we probably need much more silicon. We're running low on iron, but that's not a concern. I've got a bunch of those. Got a bunch of the crappy generators out there, the windmills. I can just go tear down a whole bunch of windmills. Nice, nice, nice. All right, do I have the resources for one last one of these? All right, one last run for silicon and probably some cobalt and ice. I have a feeling editing this is going to be a nightmare just because of how fast I'm moving. Like when I'm trying to play Medieval Dynasty, I try to give myself a second so that explain this part, explain that part, explain what you're doing here, and make it so that if I trip over my words or say something stupid, that I can redo it or re-say it or something. But craft screen progress. Yeah, I do want that eventually, but new drill. New oxygen tank's more important though. Oh crap! Are we out? No, we have one more. Aluminum is such a crazy important resource in the early here. So iron, titanium, magnesium. No sweat. And take it off. Okay. Okay, with that, I think I might call this one. We've got the oxygen going pretty strong right now. We've got a tiny little bit of heat. We just unlocked the next tier up of the drills, so we're going to be able to get the pressure moving a little bit better, which means the pressure unlocks are going to start coming, which, I mean, the pressure unlocks in the early game are not really great. You've got a skylight. You've got this communication antenna, which is very important for lore and very important for the backstory of the game, not really important for survivability. And then immediately simultaneously you get the transmissions because this doesn't do shit without the screen to get your email. And then you get this, and this is such a late game thing anyway. That is critical. That is so beyond unbelievably critical that I can't even describe it, but that's going to be quite down the road. Wait, backpack tier 3. What am I wearing? 2. But I don't have any aluminum. I have 1 aluminum and I think it takes 2, right? Yeah, it does. Okay, so we've got the next level of the oxygen tank. So we are now up to 280. So we should be able to go for a bit of a walk, and we're going there. All right, everybody, I hope you like this. I hope that I see you in the next one. and I hope that we actually can breathe and eat and survive here for a minute. Thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Hardcore Mode on Planet Crafter. This is Evan. Bye.